Cells at Work is an anime created by Studio David Production in 2018, and is based on the manga of the same name by Akane Shimizu. And over the course of its 14 episode run, it has become one of my favourite shows. It's fun, funny, and somehow very educational on how the human body works. It's the type of edutainment we can all get behind. And I mean the type that doesn't fucking suck. But there is one fatal flaw that brings this great show from a 10 to a 1. What is that, you might be asking? It's this fucking guy. This guy ruins the entire show for me and anyone else who even begins to watch this masterclass in entertainment. You see, this little clump of foreskin is dangerous to anyone watching. I swear he has already killed any chances of me having children! Although that may be because I'm a shut-in introvert with no interest in talking to anyone with a pair of X chromosomes? Yeah, that's what I meant. Even though it is plainly obvious what he has done, I understand some of you may be a bit slow, maybe wondering what this clone of Adolf Hitler has done to tarnish the reputation of not just the animation industry, but the entire continent of Japan. Well, I'll tell you. In episode 1 of the series, we are introduced to many kinds of cells. There's the red blood cell, the white blood cell, and the killer T cell. Another cell introduced is the platelet cell, also known as the most adorable thing in existence, and the only reason I don't commit because I know that this beautiful little child labour force that lives inside me would die as well. And then some other stuff happens, but it doesn't really matter. Until we get to episode 2, where for all intents and purposes is focused primarily on the job of the platelets. This is where the problem arises. You see, shortly after the beginning of the episode is over and the platelets are introduced, we get this line. Did you hear that? Let's wind it back. One more time. This absolute disgrace of a Moe cell has been breaking the fucking law for the entirety of his screen time. Now if it was a one-time thing, sure, I could ignore it. But this absolute shithead thought he could get away with it time and time and time and time again. And I know what you're asking. But Red, surely he gets punished for his crime that is on the same level, if not worse, than that of South African apartheid, right? Well, I wish I could, but no. You see, I could excuse this little Mussolini before, as he does do this in episode 1 as well. But after he's told, does he do it again? You bet your goddamn ass he does. And does he get reprimanded again? No. Not once after this scene is it even brought up again in the show. Even as the body these cells live in begins to slowly die as the result of a hemorrhagic shock, does this fucking Joseph Stalin of a platelet decide to follow the rules. What's even worse is he begins to act like, for lack of a better word, a Reichsmarshal. A Reichsmarshal. A Reichsmarshal. 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 Fuck. Can I not say that word? How do you say that word?
Reichsmarschall.
Yeah. That word. What's even worse is he begins to act like, for lack of a better word, a
Reichsmarschall.
To the lead platelet. Which means we have to endure more of this maniac's tirade on our senses. This quote-unquote living thing does not even attempt to show his respect for authority. His utter disregard for following direct orders and complete lack of remorse for his actions just shows us, the viewers, that it's not minor animation hiccups that bring down the quality of the show, or sometimes the weirdly hammered in information that seems to break the flow of the plot just for exposition. Or even the fact that the society that is the human body is actually just a communist dictatorship that no one has realised was a communist dictatorship until some madman thought it was a good idea to turn our cells to something I want to give my love and affection for and to be able to have respectable and understanding conversations with. No. The sole reason This show is my most hated anime of all time, is in fact a platlet who cannot follow goddamn orders. I'm now going to cry in the shower and then watch something that respectable members of the anime community should be watching. Oh yeah, that's the good shit.